of this hour and throughout my next few hours, we're gonna be offering to you clearance values. So items that we brought in earlier in the year that we are clearing our inventory of. But here's the neat thing about it, is that you're gonna be able to shop and save, and here's what we're doing. Once you spend $50 today, you'll get free shipping and handling on all clearance items. So we're gonna start off with something that's gonna be ideal for you to use, especially in the winter time. When you're coming in out of the ice and out of the wet and out of the snow for your gloves and you wanna be able to dry them, we've got a terrific product that will allow you to be able to do it without using any type of electricity, and it'll dry it overnight. And I want you to see, the product is brought to us by Green Glove, and they're called the Green Glove Dryers. And I've got two different choices for you. We've got a drying wall unit, and then we've got a drying floor unit. And we'll show them both to you in just a matter of moments. But first, I want to introduce our home expert, Alexandra Baker. How are you?
I'm in the role of mom today. Aren't you beautiful today, too?
So are you, and I love that dress.
Thank you, thank you. It's from here, Naeem Khan.
I was getting ready to look at the tag. I'm like,
Khan.
I gotta have that.
My brain, yes, yeah.
Gorgeous.
From I think 2 summers ago.
Gorgeous.
Classic.
Really, really
thank
pretty.
you, thank you.
So it kind of set up the value, because when you look at the product here, you're like, what in the world is that?
This
Looks
is really
strange.
innovative. This was created by a woman named Karen Smoot. She was featured on American Dreams, and she's a mom. She's a mompreneur, I like to say, an entrepreneur. And she has 2 active boys playing in the snow, coming in with sopping wet gloves, the wet shoes, and I didn't even know what these were. A typical Florida mom of a daughter, right? I said, what are these? And someone said, Alexandra, these are like hockey gloves. I said, oh, okay, definitely. So what happens is traditionally you would have all of your items. Here is the register in the floor of your home. So it's either the floor is bringing up all that warm, hot air when the heater is on. And in the past, what we do up north, Marlo, we're Florida girls, we're not accustomed to this as much, right? But what happens up north is everybody just piles their things on that floor register because that warm air is drying the wet items. Well, Karen said, no, let's make something where the items are actually getting that heat. So by simply putting the gloves, when they're sopping wet, when they're putting the shoes, sopping wet, putting those hockey gloves right on there, the shoes, and now you've got an open, non-electric dryer. You simply put that over the register.
Smart.
It's so ingenious because it's so simple. No electricity. You have a better way now for the air to funnel into those wet items, and then overnight, they're dry.
Smart.
So that's just super smart.
So here's your advantage. It's on sale. That's the advantage. It's $19.90 normally. It's $14.95. It's the only airing of the day. You are going to get, with this model, there are 6 nozzles, so it can hold up to 6 gloves. And the model that we were working from is called the floor unit, because there is a difference, okay? And then we also have what we call a wall unit. And we're going to show you the wall unit next. As a matter of fact, you're looking at the wall unit on the video that you're seeing right now.
Yeah, sometimes the floor register is actually on the wall right above the baseboard. So we give you the option of having that wall unit as well. The wall unit has 4 nozzles. And what you can do, you can just place your shoes right on there. And that works so easily. You can place the gloves on there. It really is ingenious because nobody likes having, you know, those wet, soggy items. Now, what is exclusive to HSN is Green Glove Dryer did an exclusive configuration. So not only are you receiving the nozzles, and all you do is just pop them in just like this. So you would just pop them in. So now you have room for 6 articles. But sometimes you don't need all of that. Sometimes you want to be able to put on something longer, like the boots, okay? You would put on the boots, but then you could close. Here, let me turn. You could close the extra holes, so now you've got a concentrated flow of air.
Smart.
And that is how that works. So only in the HSN configuration are you receiving the 2 extra nozzles so that you can double them up and make them longer for some shorter stack boots or something that's a little bit longer that needs to dry.
So this darker color is called tan, all right? And this is the floor unit.
Yes.
And the floor unit comes in your choice of the tan, and the white.
Yeah.
And the white is to my right here.
Yeah.
All right.
I just love how simple this is.
And the wall unit only comes in white. So I just wanted to be specific for you. So this one only comes in the white choice. But it is being offered today at a clearance price. Don't forget that once you've spent $50, you'll get free shipping and handling on anything clearance for the day. You might have already satisfied that throughout the day. And if you are living up north right now, and you can totally relate to this with the wet sneakers, the wet gloves, the wet hats. I mean, think about it. The kids are playing outside all the time. Maybe you work outside, you know, or you're just going out there to, you know, shovel the snow or to clear a pathway. This is going to be wonderful for you because now, overnight, you can put the gloves and the hats and the boots and the shoes or whatever it is that you are creative enough to put on there, and then it will just kind of naturally dry for you, and you don't have to worry about driving up your electric bill. There are no batteries. There's no electricity even on here. You can use this 24 hours a day whenever your heater is on or even if the AC is on, and it'll virtually dry virtually anything that you have.
Yeah,
you know?
because sneakers get very warm and wet as well, so it would be nice to be able to use your air conditioner to dry your sneakers even in the summertime, because I know just the other day with all of the rain that's been going on, I had a couple pairs of shoes that were sopping wet. So being able to harness that air, harness that energy, and use that air to actually be able to dry the inside of your sneakers, whether it's in the winter or the summer. In the winter, you're going to use this all the time. There is nothing more frustrating than being outside, the kids are playing with the snowballs, and they're sopping wet. How are you getting these items dry very quickly? Because in the past, as I mentioned, you're just putting them on top of the register, and that's not a good way. See how it just rolled like that? That's not a secure way. You think that they're drying all night, and then you find out that one rolled in the middle of the night. This way, you've got a nice, simple way to actually put the shoes right there on this simple, easy design. I can concentrate by closing a couple of the holes if I want to, or leave them open, and I can put more items. The floor unit has 6 openings, and the wall unit has 4.
Yeah, it's perfect. And with the openings of the holes that are there, it's driving that air up and through. Well, here, it would only be concentrated in one area.
It would be in one area where this is really getting the entire of the shoe.
Yeah.
Because, you know, even though I'm a big fan of washing, you know, my kids' sneakers in the washing machine at least, you know, once a week or once every couple of weeks when they're dirty, you can only wash them. But then they have to air dry. So you either have a fan that's blowing on them.
Which is nice.
Which, you know, that's what you can do to dry. You can never put them in the dryer. It doesn't matter what kind of sneaker, whether it's canvas or something more like a cleat. It has to air dry. So here's a way to really focus that heat. It's an ingenious item, and I'm hoping that you'll grab a couple because I don't want you to have wet, cold hands and feet this winter.
Well, no. And don't forget that you can use this 24 hours a day whenever your heater or your AC is on. So it is designed for year-round use, even when you're not at home, because remember, there's no batteries or electricity required. If you have central air and heat, you're probably going to leave that on throughout the day anyway. So your decision is whether you'd like to have that wall unit or the floor unit, and then whether or not you'd like to have the tan or the white.
And look at the bag. So when you're not using it, it comes in this nifty little bag. If I were going skiing this season, if I know that, you know, maybe at Christmas time I'm going to be doing some skiing, I definitely want to bring this to the ski lodge, because in the hotel room or in the ski lodge, they're going to have that same vent. These are very, this is a common way in most of our homes, whether it's on the hardwood floors. You can use the baseboard model or version if you prefer. Even here in Florida with our wall units, we can use that as well.
We're going to wrap up our presentation. I want to thank you so much for your phone calls. Alexandra, always nice to have you here.
Nice to see you.
We're going to continue with more of our clearance buys, but first we want to show you some other things that you can look for on our website. And I am recommending that you go to our website because there are lots of great products out there. You can enjoy 50% off or more on thousands of items right now. So search Savings Frenzy. If you can remember that in our search engine, type in Savings, plural, Frenzy, F-R-E-N-Z-Y, and it will pull up all the items that are 50% or more. It could be things that you've been eyeing anyway, and now's the right time to come on in and grab them, all right? And don't forget, you'll enjoy free shipping on any clearance purchase of $50 or more throughout the day. And all you have to do is search clearance to take advantage of those special values. We're gonna be going on a really quick break to tell you a little bit about HSN Mobile, but come on back, more clearance.